They had to have gotten the title of this movie from Tropic Thunder. I refuse to accept any other answer than they got this title from Tropic Thunder. At all. You People was directed by Kenya Barris and stars Jonah Hill, Eddie Murphy, Lauren London, and Neil Long. And here, a man who feels like he'll never find a good relationship and no one properly really understands him finds the woman of his dreams. The two of them decide they want to get together, but their families have to meet first. And when these two, which come from totally different backgrounds, finally do collide, everything goes insane, and these two have to put their relationship in the balance and fight through it all while trying to get these two families to get along. I think this is a very brilliant film in the sense that it's taking two issues which are really relevant and putting them into a comedic spin. Because this movie could have come across as preachy and could have come across as a drama film and all that, but I think they're smart. This movie takes issues that are things we talk about a lot right now in everyday life and makes fun of it. It jokes about it and makes us laugh, but in a way where it's still actually tackling the issue. I really had a great time with this movie. This movie has great intelligence to it, along with the humor. Everything in here I feel like is backed up with really smart thought process. And it's done in a funny, entertaining way. The banter in here is some of the best. There is some of the best comedic timing from these actors I've ever seen. Their chemistry is flawlessly fantastic. That is largely in part to the direction and the script, which absolutely allows no time for a breather and just is rapid fire genius pretty much the entire time. And that makes for a great film because this movie takes its time sometimes to slow down and have a serious moment about what it's talking about. But for the most part, it really doesn't. Its jokes also are not so much jokes as much as it literally takes things that would happen in real life and puts them on screen in a way that turns out funny. Like, a lot of the conversations happen here are conversations I have heard. Like, they are not ridiculous or anything like that. They're pretty realistic. And all these issues are pretty much real issues. And if you have people coming from religious backgrounds that are different and social backgrounds that are different, yeah, there's going to be a bit of an interesting thing when they finally meet. I really related to this movie. For instance, something you guys may not know is I am biracial myself. My dad was white, my mom was African American. So having a biracial couple in here was something that really made me want to watch this movie. And Jonah Hill has a writing credit on here, and he did a really good job with his team, and everyone involved in here really killed it. This movie is not perfect, though, and it has some issues in the fact that it tries to sometimes throw so much in there that you have too many things going on at once. And if I'm being entirely honest, there could have been some better choices at some parts in this movie that could play out a little bit better. But for the most part, the movie does really, really well, and I respect it. I commend it on how well it balances everything that it's trying to do. This movie isn't obviously for kids. It's rated R because there are language and some crude jokes in here. And, of course, some subject matter, which gets explained in extremely interesting detail at times. But aside from that, this movie, I feel, is a good watch for someone who's older. And I feel like this is not catering for kids either, naturally. It's catering for adults who are probably in their 30s to 40s. So I'm not even the target audience for this, but I still had a blast with it. I had a really great time with You People. I'm just shocked that it turned out as well as it did, because a film like this could very easily be done wrong. And I feel like with everything having to be so political nowadays, this film does take a side a little too much. I wasn't a big fan of that. I prefer my films to leave the politics out. I just don't know. I don't like bringing politics to my channel either. I don't like politics. So anything that can stir up controversy, let's pretty much not do it on this channel. That's kind of how I am. But aside from that, this movie is really solid, really good, and I had a fun time with it. And I think it's something worth checking out for yourself because you equally notice how good it is and laugh at the same time. So I think You People is worth a watch. I'm going to give You People an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all next time.